Welcome, everybody, to this week's episode of Dropping the Hammer. Again, it was a little late, had some travels, but tonight's episode of Dropping the Hammer, I'm your host, Warhammer. As I said, did some traveling this weekend. I wrestled twice. I always love getting to fully book those weekends and getting to wrestle, but I wrestled on Saturday in Marshall, Texas for the League of Lions Dark Avenues show. And then I wrestled on Sunday in Beaumont, Texas for Sudistic Wrestling Federation's Comicon bash. In that, I met two WWE icons. One of them I watched when I was a child. So that kind of tells you how, um, the age that I'd be watching the late 70s and early 80s wrestling. That's what was on and being, you know, rerun. And so I met the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase, and also I met Hornswoggle. So I will say I'm very jealous to the rest of my guys. They got to sit down and talk with DiBiase, kind of pick his brain and, learn some lessons, learn some things, and soak up some knowledge. Anytime you're with a veteran, and I'm saying this from any locker room up to elite status, someone you see on TV, we'll say that's the pinnacle, the elite status. So, this man knows wrestling because he's been in it for a long time. I will say one of the things I did get to talk to DiBiase. One of the things he did tell me was I had a distinct and unusual voice. So that let me know I could kind of go a long way with my voice, and I actually do use the voice when I'm wrestling, a lot of the screams and guttural sounds, but I need to speak with the Norse and Viking accent more because it's different, it's unique. And also, I was able to talk to Hornswoggle for a little bit. I didn't want to interrupt him. He was a little closer to me while he was doing his merch sales. He also helped out one of the wrestlers who ended up in a handicap match. And I'm very jealous for all four of these guys. They got to work with Swoggle. I didn't. Out of all the midgets that I've wrestled, it wasn't Swoggle. Oh well. Maybe one day soon. Everybody's swapped information, so that's what's nice. Everybody has swapped information, so I got their information, they got my information. It's not that I'm in contact with any of these guys, but they are able to come out whenever we can have them out. So that is more the important line out. But knowing these are solid guys, they they're stand-up guys. They'll be back. They'll come back. They'll help out. You know, all the knowledge combined. Just sitting with them. I kind of picked more Hornswoggle's brain about his likes for wrestling. But again, I didn't want to interrupt his sales. Same with DiBiase. I got to talk for a minute when everything was getting started. I didn't want to interrupt the man. And someone asked me if I got a picture or an autograph. I wanted to, but I didn't have any money up front to even offer. And so I to me, meeting them and being just, fist bump, handshake with DiBiase, that's enough for me. Now, I'll start off with the Dark Avenues League of Lions match in Marshall, Texas on Saturday. So that's chronologically what we should start with anyway. So a lot of the wrestlers choose to dress up for Halloween. Well, I really didn't have a costume. I had some stuff to dress up similar to Kratos, but I didn't want to wear a bunch of stuff out to the ring and not be able to wrestle in it. So I chose to put on a Superman shirt and my awesome cape that I have. Before I made my entrance, I was able to get with the sound guy, Ben. Love you, Ben. He hooked me up with the Superman theme song, the Superman theme. Um, so as my video started playing, the Superman song came out, and everybody's confused until the music swelled at a certain point, just like any good entrance. And I broke curtain, and I'm wearing my T-shirt and the cape with my wrestling gear. So everybody was, oh, now do we have Super Hammer? Do we have a Super Viking? What is this? I don't understand. Because it's the holidays and not Halloween is my favorite. I I always brought candy. So even as the heel, I was chunking out chocolates and candies for the kids and the peoples. And when I did my turnbuckle roar, instead of saying war, I yelled candy and threw more candy. So everybody's having a good time at this point. Then in the beauty that I have created, I've got you in the palm of my hand, and you're really really excited for a wrestling match, but I've now just handed you a bunch of candy. Now you're happy. Well, as the ref is checking my opponent, I attack him in the corner. So just as quickly as I had brought you up and excited about, hey, that's not normal, and then bam, back into the action. And Devin Wilson and I had a slobber knocker. Now, I only took a little bit of damage from Devin, but I did end up kind of bruising the back of my elbow when I landed. And uh, at one point, we were slapping the taste out of each other. I was slapping him, he was slapping me, just slap, 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 slap. And then it turned into punches, and then it turned to forearms. And it was a fun and brutal match. I'm covered in handprints, bruises all over my chest. Very left a lot of handprints. There's fingerprints on my bicep from these chops, but I was able to procure a victory over Devin, and it was brutal, but it was fun. I want to either clip the chops and just somebody, if they can cut that from the video and just loop the chops, because those were He gave me one in the corner, and it was a dull one, and even in commentary, they all went, "Aw." So, as a wrestler, when that happens and you know it didn't connect, and I'm the one taking it, yeah, do it. He says, "Another," so he lines me up for another one and really sends it, and the crowd is now in it, and that's when someone said, "Yeah, he loves that. Give him some more." I walked over and double chopped him, and we wrestled some more. But then another point, we started slapping each other, and it was very loud, very fast. uh, always wanted to do something like that. Always seen it on, the professionals on TV, but um, there's not too many guys that like being slapped in the chest, slapped in the face at all. Like it hurts. There's no way to soften it. Um, what commentary said was even the dull ones, the ones that don't lacerate the skin or turn your skin into hamburger meat, which is both what they said. The dull ones you feel in your deep meats. So it's not only it's missing the slap, but it gets more of the thud. So it's the concussive shot instead of the slap shot. I will say the slaps and the chops, those are for crowd attention and just look at me. And boy, did we get everybody's attention there. Oh, so I got home. It was probably 10 p.m. I don't know what time. I ended up taking a shower and was able to eat 2 pieces of pizza and crashed. Went to bed. Barely slept. Woke up at 6:30. It's my body alarm clock. I don't know. I was ready for work, but I was stiffening up still from the last night, and I took a shower. By the time I got out, I decided I'm just gonna go pack up and head to Beaumont. It's a good thing I did. Very good thing I did. I would have missed meeting DiBiase, and it would have um, completely changed the card that we had. Even though when I got there hours early. They switched up the card. I was originally supposed to go on around 2:30. I think I went on at 1 ish. I'm not too sure, but I was able to get there before noon. It was a 3.5 hour drive for me. We went to the Doggett Ford Arena, which was really nice. Um, while we were walking through the back, there were these pictures lining the walls, and oh man, it was ZZ Top. It was Five Finger Death Punch. It was Elton John. So it made us feel that much better. Now, we were all in the same room. Um, everything, there were cars, there were exhibits. We were right next to the concession stands. Really convenient, but it was a great a great show, and we were invited back. So uh, hopefully SWF will be able to make it to Beaumont Comicon next year, wherever they have that. It should be in the same facility. There were talks of letting us use the actual arena where they film the WE and all the other stuff. So even that much cooler. So now my match was with Robert Gray. I've wrestled him previously. I never single-handedly, and if anybody kind of remembers, several months ago, man, I'm messing up. He's the one that gave me the trash can. Miss Shaw, welcome to the show. So, um, with Robert, um, I got a lot more injuries. The worst one I gotta say that I'm still feeling. I don't know if you can see, but this side of my jaw is swollen. Kicked right in the mouth. I have a bad habit of I'm I'm leaning in to make sure to take up any extra space that you may miss. And in my lean in, the people that also give a little, it's a bad recipe. So straight kicked in the mouth. Um, had to sell it. Had to take a minute. Rolled out of the ring. Robert had some backup with him. The ring bully was there, and ring bully tried to attack me, but I was able to counter that. He wasn't able to hear me say, "I need a minute." He had me by my beard and my jaw, so it was kind of muffled. I need a minute. But when he said counter, I was able to counter and still take my minute. Robert grabbed me at the same time, and I was like, I need a minute. And I just kind of popped him and fell back. I it knocked my jaw kind of crooked. It didn't break anything. It was more of a jam, but I have had worse. The worst was taking 3 shots in a bar fight, one on each side and the one straight in the middle, and that caused my jaw to be messed up for a while. This wasn't as bad, but it's yeah, I can feel it, and even the skin is swollen and it's starting to peel and kind of rip underneath the beard. But it's all good. The other injuries that I don't understand, um, so yeah, it's that big. So I'm gonna yeah, it's 4 inches across. It's purple, it's yellow, it's green. Um, it's gnarly. The other problem, this under here was completely bruised as well. It's not as red as it was. I was bleeding on this hip. I have ring rash on this thigh. I have a scratch leading up this on my abdomen, and then I have another couple of spots. Something on my wrist. I didn't do anything in that match. I honestly don't know where most of these came from. I think he had me twisted back behind. Jax, welcome to the show. But I think he had my arm behind me and the rope threaded kind of through my arm. And I think that was what was digging into my arm, kind of like that, which would make sense if I was, more rolled on it. But I really don't remember. A lot of times I watch the show back and I'm able to, oh, that's the boot print that I have on my back or on my face or whatever. I have had tread on my face. So I was kind of looking for that this time. There was no tread, but the time I got tread under my eye, that I was knocked out, and I woke up face down on the mat, and that's all I can remember is, hey, I'm not supposed to be on the mat. So I get up because I'm supposed to be climbing the turnbuckle. I climb the turnbuckle. He's supposed to knock me off. He knocks me off. Big 450 splash. Go home. I was aware that's that's what needed to happen. So me being face down on the ground was not supposed to happen. But I don't remember anything from getting kicked in the face to face down. This time was not as bad, but I don't like getting kicked in the face. I actually have a lot of pictures where it's several of my guys kicking me right in the face. You're either going to punch me in the face or you're going to kick me in the face, I guess. I hate it, but it's funny. I joke there's two real pictures, two real types of pictures that usually get taken of me. The first type of picture is, of course, getting kicked in the face. And like I said, I've got several of my guys all kicking me in the face in different matches, but it's just consecutively kicking the face, kicking the face, kicking the face. The other one, I'm always shot from behind, and a lot of times I am just bent over, so it's just my butt, and I can be scrolling through, and there's tons of pictures being taken. It's there. I understand they're just snap, snap, snap. Sometimes, so it's a continuous stream of photos being taken, but um, it's always my butt. So I'm kicked in the face or my butt. Jax, you said, how am I feeling after the kick? I'm my head is okay, but my jaw is still swollen on this side. And like I said, the skin is peeling underneath the beard. So that shows that it's starting to swell up more than expected. But I'm okay. I got all my teeth. Um, Nothing broken, just a jam. It hurt to chew for a little while. Um, I didn't try to think what I ate when I left. I stopped. I got something. I don't remember what it was. Doesn't matter. um, again, I hate when I go on road shows because I don't eat correctly. I love being on road shows, but it is worse on my body because I don't eat, and I don't eat properly. I know I had a sandwich going up there, gas station sandwich. Um, but what did I eat coming home? Ah, okay. I stopped. I was able to stop at Brookshire's and got a microwave meal. Uh, James, thank you. Welcome to the show. I appreciate it. I really try, and I tell everybody this. I struggle with, especially compliments like that, but I struggle with my ability. I don't know if I'm doing enough, giving enough. Um, I hope I'm giving 110%. I'm giving it all out there. Sometimes literally, nearly bleeding out in front of people. Um, you know, but I struggle with making sure I'm giving you your money's worth. You paid to see wrestling. You paid to see a story. More importantly, you paid for I don't want to say to forget, but you need to not focus on certain things in your life. That's everybody. Everybody's got bad days. So, hey, let's go get entertained with some wrestling. It's, I brought a little comedy to Saturday and then brought some violence. Sunday, it was all violence. A lot of times I enjoy the bringing the violence. I I tell people I don't miss. I am 100% real in my shots. I am 100% real in my moves. Everything is real because it sounds real. It looks real. And then you see the handprints, you see the bruises, you see everything. You see the blood coming from me. You know, you know, everything about me is real. Uh, one of the things, I don't do it normally on my entrance, but I felt it necessary to do a hammer strike like I do with my son, my brother, Iron Belly. Ah, yes, sir. We do have a great beard oil. Speaking of beard oil, I will go ahead and announce this now. There will be three more beard oils coming down the Sons of Plunder line. I've nearly sold out of my beard oil. It did that well in one weekend, and I I was pushing hard in at the Comicon. I sold a lot to my brothers at LOL. I want to thank everybody at LOL who put on that beard oil, because walking around the whole locker room and smelling, I don't want to say me, but it's smelling our design, our oil. It was phenomenal. So I'll talk about the oils in just a second. I'm gonna finish up with the wrestling, but yeah, we'll get back into that because I did want to announce those three. I'll have to go and look at the flavors, so that'll take just a minute. But back to the hammer strike. I did my hammer strike, and apparently several people in the back of the building thought it was a gunshot. So they ended up grabbing security and several other people and coming over to the area where they heard the noise and found out, oh, it's pro wrestling. Hey, we can stop and watch this. So it brought people from far away to the stage, to the ring. Now, I was saying the hammer strike, just like the chops, it's a look at me. I'm here. I'm taking all the space up in the room. I'm taking all the extra space in the room. All eyes are focused on me. And that's exactly what happened. Everybody found out real quick these hammers are real. So it was very loud, very aggressive bang, and it scared people just like it does everywhere. I love it because it sets the tone, lets you know I'm real. I was able to walk around in my full Viking garb afterwards. I had my pauldron, I had my kidney belt, I had my tunic, I had my pants, carried my hammer and shield. I got to meet some fantastic people, took some photos with everybody. Again, push that beard oil. Oh my goodness, everybody loves it. Again, I nearly sold out. I've got about half of what I started with, what Iron Belly gave me with. So he's got the rest of everything. He was actually at an art show doing his jewelry and stuff like that. Also able to push some of the beard oil, but not sure how he did. But I let him know that every bottle I sold, he knows all about it, and he's blown away as well. I did give one bottle away to Swoggle. He's always had a beard, so I said it'd be an honor if you used ours. So gave him our bottle, and Other than that, it's been really great. I use it nearly every day as long as I'm not going to work. But you know, now let's get into the other three. So the first one is something we were tossing around a while ago. This was told to me by my barber. Want to talk about the comments first? Robert Gray, I'm good. Yeah, solid kick, but everything else good. I If you're still watching, do you know what this is from? Because I don't. And Jax, you said, how is Iron Belly? Iron Belly is good. He will be at the uh SWF show on Saturday, so don't miss out. But uh, this one is kind of more of an experiment, but again, it was the combination was put by my barber. It was an oil she had. She said it sold really well when she had it. Um, it's vetiver, bergamot, and we were going to add honey to that, and we were going to call that mead hall. Then he came up with two others. Not sure how, not sure, not sure who he was talking with, but he was talking something over with some people. The next two, pine, oak, snowdrop. Um, that's going to be called hunting party. And then we have sea spray, oak, and linen. That will be called gone Viking. So I'm really excited to see what he can do with these. He created this. I designed the first one by throwing out a handful of things that I like. Now this is from all the beard oils that I've gotten and collected, and was able to kind of, get a good test. So I sent him everything that I liked, and this is what he created. Again, it's the Raiders camp. It's Oh wow. Was pitching it all weekend. I just had a brain fart, can't remember it. So leather, smoke, sweet amber, and black cherry. Everybody's able to get the leather. Everybody thinks there's a wood in there, but that's the smoke. Throws them off, the leather and the smoke in there. They know the fruit. They're always throwing out different fruits. It's always wrong. And then the sweet amber, it's just the sweet. That's either that one, or that just adds to everything else and makes it all sweeter. Um, yeah, Robert, I was thinking the exact same thing when you kind of threaded it behind through the ropes. It's exactly, but you know, great move. And I bruise like a peach, so it's not, it's not your fault. Uh, who do I think is going to win the Poison Rumble? Um, Unfortunately, I don't know who's in the Poison Rumble. So sadly, I can't make a great determination. Oh, I forgot about another bruise. Yeah, my entire thumb. I just pushed it. That's what made me remember. Um, so I don't know who's in the Rumble, so I can't really say who's going to win, sadly. But those uh, beard oils should be out. One of them should be out either this week or next week. That's him getting them created and everything. It won't be out for sale for a little bit after that. We have to label it and do stuff like that. We I only had one label, but all the other bottles will have two, was not labels, two stickers and a label. So they will be a little nicer. not just our Sons of Plunder logo. It will be both of us on the back as well. Front of the bottle, back of the bottle, doesn't really matter. But then on the bottom, it'll say 1 ounce, 2 ounce. And I think he's even getting 3 ounce bottles, or it might have been smaller bottles. I'm not too sure. But again, $8 for 1 ounce, $16 for 2 ounce. So again, doing the math, it'll just kind of climb up. He may end up doing even $20 for three. I don't know, but we like money, and we will take your money however we can. So we will make deals. You would like to join us as a midget? It would work. We could make that work. There's waivers. There's insurance waivers that you have to sign, bud. I don't know if your mom or dad wants to sign them, but um, I have wrestled a 14-year-old. He's a League of Lions member, not not a child just off the street, not some random kid I picked at school or something like that. No, his father, it's a father and son team. So, um, you know, I size does not matter to me. I will wrestle any size. I've wrestled the midgets. Wrestled dwarfs. I don't really know the difference, but they separated it from the groups, so I'm separating the groups. I've wrestled giants. I've wrestled children. I've gotten beat up by everybody. Yeah, we could use you as a manager. Um, we may be able to work something out one day. I have to talk to Iron Belly before any decisions get made, because everything is a mutual decision. Uh, One of the things that's beautiful about Sons of Plunder, um, I d- yeah, I created it. I don't run it. This is the beautiful thing. Iron Belly can do whatever he wants. Um, Viking Queen can do whatever she wants. We were trying to get more people, to be this strong faction. Um, so we can possibly push that now at WWA because of the family affliction, something. The circus freaks, we'll call them that. So they need a stable to rival. That's to feud with. That's fine. That's exactly what I was trying to do, because I wanted to get kind of a monopoly on wrestling. You needed a female wrestler, I've got one. If you needed a sideshow, an oddity, a giant or a midget, I had one. If you needed a tag or a solo, I've got it. Whatever you needed, Sons of Plunder is needed. You know, um, just like I told Adam, you know, Warhammer was a gimmick worthy of Comicon, worthy of showing up and dressing up, putting on a show. Didn't want to be curtain jerking, but as I told them once I found out, that's y'all's mistake. Y'all have to follow me now. Y'all will know good or bad really quickly, because I'm about to set the bar. You're going to fall away, or you're going to succeed really well from there, because I don't do anything major. I don't do anything flashy, but I am solid. I'm consistent, and I am safe. You know, I guarantee you none of my guys have this many bruises. None of my opponents have ever bruised like this. Yes, I might have left handprints from chops. That's what we do. Redbeard quit TKO and joins you. Huh. Well, I'm gonna highlight this. I'm gonna highlight that. I would have to meet him better. I know we've talked. I know we've met, but I I need to, I need to pick their brain. I need to pick his brain. I need to see how he ticks, how he works. Luckily, luckily, Iron Belly's on a similar mindset, similar wavelength. When we met, I found him on Instagram. I've said this before. I found him on Instagram, was just scrolling through pictures and saw he had a hammer. I don't even remember. It might have been something MPX or so, I don't even remember how I got onto it. It might have just been random, might have been fate. And that's what I left it as. But I messaged him, hey, you're out of Texas, you're in Dallas, you've got a hammer, I've got a hammer. Come hang out with me one day. I will pay whatever your book is to come out. I just wanted him to walk out with me, to make an entrance with me. But once he got fully dressed and I got fully dressed, my guys pulled me aside and said, stop what you're doing, pick a team name. I said, I just met him. I don't know if he wants to do this or not. They stopped me. They said, pick a team name. I said, I just met him. He's from Dallas. I've never met him before. I don't even know if he wants to do this. They stopped me and they said, go over, talk to him, and tell him y'all need a team name now. I understood that they saw the gimmicks that worked. The dwarven gimmick isn't very far off from being a Viking. The dwarves made all the mythical weapons and things for the Vikings to use. Odin's spear, Thor's hammer. So Viking and in dwarf, perfect. We dress very similar, furs, drinking horns. Like I said, he had a giant hammer. I got a giant hammer. Done. I threw out a stupid name, which was from a movie, pulled from a movie. The Sons of Thunder was a rock band that was doing a battle of the bands. Sons of Plunder just came to me. Everybody has loved it so far. From there, we have basically planned every step of the way together. So I got to talk to him, but I've also got to talk to everybody in SOP to make sure we're ready for somebody else, because the Viking Queen was just in a terrible accident a couple months ago, and she broke her back, fractured vertebrae, something like that. But she's been released from doctor's care. She is back. She is working out. We are going to get her back in fighting shape as soon as we can. The full Sons of Plunder will be back as soon as we can. The first time I know we will be back in full strength will be November 22nd, when we go to Beaumont again, but we will be with the Odin's Sons Motorcycle Club and Southern Star Wrestling. Need a drink? I'm sorry. I want to thank everybody for watching so far. Thank everybody who's tuned in, said comments, everything. I've had a lot of, I guess it's this one. Yeah, right there. I've had a lot of interactions. I I knew I needed to do the podcast earlier today, and then I got home and completely forgot about it, and came rushed right back on. But I always feel better after doing the podcast. Like I've said, this is kind of a therapy. It's um, it helps me keep all my um, all my thoughts from the match, together. It kind of lets me replay it, lets me go over the bad stuff and learn from it, then highlight the good stuff and do more of that. So thank everybody for stopping by. Thank all the Drangiers and all the Shield Maidens. Uh, thank you each and every week for stopping by, for watching either on Facebook, on Rumble, on YouTube. Once I figure out TikTok and Instagram, we're doing those too. But my reach is bigger now, and I'm doing a lot more with it. I promise to I promise to do more. I From what Ted DiBiase was able to get to me, my voice, I need to use my voice whatever I can. I keep seeing things on TikTok, how to do duets, and how to do like the screenshots or whatever. I don't know how to do those to I don't know how to work TikTok to do those things, but that's what I plan to do because there's several people needing voice actors. Well, I've already done real acting. I do combat acting, and I can certainly do a voice. Warhammer normally speaks with a voice. This is my voice now, but Warhammer always talks with kind of an accent in a different tone. And he's certainly not as eloquent with his speech as I am. He's more blunt, uh, less words, but more effect kind of situation. But again, thank you for stopping by. Thank you for tuning in every week. Tune in next week. We will talk about uh, the match on Saturday. It will be another one. I'm gonna have to do it again on Monday. So tune in next Monday, and I will be back live with another breakdown. Uh, Again, going back to Beaumont, but SWF is calling us back, and Iron Belly and I will be defending our tag team titles. So I will let everybody know how that goes on Monday. So I'll see everybody next week. Good night, everybody. Mouse is really sensitive.